Hello and welcome back to Adapting Health. Today we've gone to Ardsley Reservoir and there's a nice little car park, there's no accessible spaces, so it could be a try your luck and hope for the best situation. We got quite lucky that we had enough space on my side to open the door, and then there was a runner who just kept on going. We saw him like maybe 5 times and we went round twice. So he was putting in the miles, but either way, it was very fortunate for me personally because it meant I had an accessible space that wasn't necessarily meant to be so. So to get into the reservoir, you just walk down the road and then the radar key actually works in this one and it opens, but it only opens one way, which is a bit frustrating. So for somewhere that is actually really accessible, it's so close yet so far. Because if they just fix the radar key on the gate, then I think they'd be Bob's a good un. Ardsley Reservoir is about 2.5 kilometres round and it's nice, relatively flat route. I think it would be ideal with a freewheel or a front wheel. So here we're about to have my first attempt at trying to do something different with some editing, and we've got some information from Strava just so you can see where we went and how long it took to do 2 loops round. And I think maybe that's useful for me, I don't know. I'll try and link my Strava profile in the box below so that if you're interested and you want to see, you can see what we get up to for the walks. And I think we'll try and make that accessible for each of the walks, as long as I remember to hit record and or finish, because that's something I'm being quite bad at. So this isn't the most inspiring of walks. Like, it's very nice to be by a body of water, but you can't see it that much and it's not like, wow, the most impressive. I guess because it's a reservoir, it's man-made. But I really did enjoy this walk because it's so accessible. So on the second loop round, we didn't film it because I thought there was no point in filming what you've already seen, because these videos really for just so you can assess the terrain and see yourself if you felt confident in accessing these paths. And for what it lacks in maybe excitability is just the accessibility. So for me, I was able to push or hand bike around on the second loop without assistance on the electric bike, just using regular old gears and manpower, which was like a really nice feeling because that's not something I've done in all these months really. Like, I might turn the battery off for a little bit, but nothing like an entire loop or the majority of a loop round a reservoir. In terms of practicality of the space, it was a little bit busy, and I think that's because it was a Sunday and it was maybe 9-10 o'clock in the morning, so naturally it's going to get quite busy and quite a lot of dogs. So if you don't like dogs, not your place, but it is dog friendly and that's obviously important to us with our woof. And we did see lots of dogs in the water, and I didn't see any signs saying there was the algae that's obviously quite concerning, like there are at many of the other reservoirs and bodies of water. And then for the last part of the circular walk, we've got quite a nice open space that's coming up in any second now. Here we go. So it's just a nice spot to keep looking at and just enjoy the views. On the left you've got rolling hillscapes, and then on the right you've got obviously the body of water. That's the reservoir. And yeah, so overall great walk. I would absolutely come back again. Very accessible and nice that I can do it without e-assist. And I think that there are some slopes on the path, but nothing major. You could absolutely do this. You could do it without a free wheel or a front wheel if you wanted, but I personally would recommend it because the terrain isn't 100% level. It's not like tarmac or anything. As you can see, it's still rocky. But absolutely, like for someone with a little bit of wheelchair skills, you could do that quite nicely. I left this little bit in because I thought it was kind of funny because my health partner trying to help me up the hill because I didn't know if I'd manage it with the gravel, but then I just ran away and I go. There we have it, we're coming up to the end of the circular walk, and I hope this video has been enjoyable or helped in some way, and we'll see you next week. Thanks so much for watching.